Broly versus Jiren. Who really takes this fight in Dragon Ball Super? After the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, it became popular to think about just how powerful Broly could become with any amount of training whatsoever. In his Super Saiyan form, he easily overwhelmed both Super Saiyan Blue Goku, Vegeta, and even Frieza, who had no idea what he was getting into. I mean, Broly could barely see straight with all the rage in his eyes. Jiren, on the other hand, seems to possess control over his power and emotions, rivaling that of Ultra Instinct, and he's used to battle in dire situations. Full power Jiren was capable of matching Ultra Instinct Goku, gaining enough power to bypass the instantaneous defense of Ultra Instinct and initially overpower Goku. However, as Goku gained strength from his friend's belief in him, aka the power of friendship I guess, he eventually overwhelmed Jiren. Although Jiren initially held his ground against Goku's anger-fueled attacks, all of a sudden Goku's newfound strength ultimately surpassed Jiren's, especially after Jiren attacked Goku's friends in the stands, which I still think is the moment that kind of ruined his character for me. Broly, on the other hand, possesses one of the most interesting takes on Saiyan power with his wrathful form. In Paragus' explanation, the wrathful form taps into the power of the Great Ape while still in his humanoid shape. This grants Broly a diabolical increase in power without sacrificing agility or speed. However, controlling this state would be a challenge until recently. The power constantly surging through him actually causes him significant pain, which is something we didn't know at first, but recently in the Dragon Ball Super manga, after training with Goku, Vegeta, Whis, and most notably Beast Gohan, Broly has finally gained control over his Super Saiyan form and his rage, manifesting his controlled Super Saiyan state. But Broly may actually be more tame than we initially realized, as evident by a statement from Vegeta in the manga. In chapter 93, Vegeta would tell Goku that in order for them to truly get stronger, they have to focus on fighting in a calm demeanor and using the full explosiveness of their power during the moment of impact, which is something that their past opponents excelled in. Opponents like Moro, Frieza, Gas, and you guessed it, both Jiren and Broly, as stated by Vegeta. In Dragon Ball Super Broly, we assume that because of his lack of training, Broly was strictly using an unusual amount of raw power to overwhelm Goku, Vegeta, and Frieza, but while he may have had issues controlling himself, his talent is nearly unmatched. I mean, this form even had him competing with Super Saiyan Gogeta, and in the manga, although very brief, he had a short sparring session with Beast Gohan too. At this point in the story, without any new information on Jiren's progress, I truly think Broly would be a massive task for him to handle, especially with all the recent training he's done with Goku and the others, but I would still give the edge in experience and control to Jiren. I definitely don't want to underestimate Jiren because he and Broly are both freaks of nature, but until we see what Jiren has been up to, I'm comfortable in my choice of saying I think Broly could take him.